Hey, what is going on, guys? And today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different, and that is going to be my personal top 10 favorite Netflix shows slash series. This is not the top 10 like best of all time. This is just my opinion of what I think are the top 10 best shows. And this was really hard to put into a top 10 because I've watched so many series on Netflix that are really good, and I'm sure there's going to be lots in here that you definitely will know, and if there isn't, I'm just going to explain the shows and what they're about anyway. Sorry, I'm not very good at explaining the shows, even though I've seen like all of them throughout, you know, all the seasons or whatever. Yeah, so some of them only have like a season 1, and some of them are still going or currently going or waiting on a third or fourth season, something like that. Before I get into it, this is in no particular order, so it's not like number 1, number 2. And by the way, this excludes like shows that aren't on Netflix, because in New Zealand we don't have some shows and movies that like you guys in the US do. So I don't have The Walking Dead on Netflix, which sucks. And if you know me really well, then you know that that's my favorite show. Actually, if you don't know me that well, you probably still do know that it's my favorite show because I've got like Walking Dead posters and all that. So The Walking Dead is definitely one of my favorite shows of all time, but it's not on Netflix for me, and even if it was, yeah, it'd still be number 1. Also, make sure to let me know if you've seen any of these shows, and also what is your favorite show on Netflix. I would really love to know, so make sure you comment down below. Basically, I'm going to start with it was kind of like one of the first shows I really watched on Netflix when we first got it, and that is Lost. So some of you may have seen Lost, some of you may not have. It's a 2004 show, and it went right through to 2010. So it had 6 seasons. For me, this is just one of my favorite shows of all time, apart from The Walking Dead. How I would put it is it's one of my favorite shows that has ended. So the finale was in 2010. And so basically what Lost is about is this plane crashes on an island, and on the island there's so many mysteries, and just like, yeah, they're really curious to find out why they landed on this island and what brought them there, and they're just trying to survive on the island. And yeah, so it basically goes on for 6 seasons, and you've got loads of main characters, and you've got like a cop, you've got a doctor, you've got a lady that was in jail, and then she was on the plane like with the policeman, if that makes sense. Yeah, this is just a really good show, and I think one of the cool things about it is, yeah, just the mysteries of like, you know, so many things that they want to find out. There's like this monster thing that keeps killing people, and there's loads of flashbacks of like their past life and their past self before they land on the island. Yeah, I think it's just a really good show, and it's just, for me, one of the best I've ever seen. And a lot of people were angry with the ending, so a lot of people are like, oh, I don't recommend that show because you'll just watch the whole thing and be disappointed at the end. But me personally, I liked the ending. I think that's just me. But yeah, so I believe Lost is still on Netflix, but I heard this rumor that they were going to take it off, and I was like, what? No. Because since I love it so much, I really want to watch the whole thing a second time round. And I remember the first time round it took so long, because 6 seasons, and it was like so, you know, that's so many episodes. And shows and movies about survival, I really like. It's one of like my favorite topics and genres in movies, apart from comedy, because I love comedy also, and there's a couple of comedy shows on here. That brings me to my second show, which I'm pretty sure all of you will know, even if you haven't even seen it, and that is Riverdale. So this is a really good show, and so the main actor is from New Zealand, KJ Upper. He was once on Shortland Street, so that is really cool. It's cool to see a New Zealand actor in, you know, one of your favorite shows as the main character. So basically this show is about a teenager in the town that gets murdered, and basically they are trying to figure out who did it, and you know, there's quite a few families that they, you know, think are the suspect and all that. I don't want to spoil too much if you haven't seen it, but if you have, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. And also in the second season there is a figure or a character called the Black Hood that they're trying to find out who he is. He wears like a black mask. And basically all these teenagers go to Riverdale High, and there's this group called the Serpents, which are like a gang. They wear like really cool leather jackets. I would love to get one. Someone please tell me where I could get a Serpents leather jacket. That would be so cool. But yeah, overall this is just a really good show, and this was like definitely going to be in this list because it's just an amazing show. I cannot wait for the next season. So I'm pretty sure that like most of you, maybe even all of you that are watching it, have probably seen it because it's that popular. Yeah, really good show, and would definitely recommend it. The third one on the list, no particular order, like I said, is 13 Reasons Why, which is another one you've probably heard of. Now this one's a really hard one to kind of not explain, but it's, you know, it's not comedy, but it's also not really dark either. But you know, it's just one of those shows that you just are so into and you just feel for the characters. So basically it is about a girl, a teenager named Hannah Baker, who commits suicide, and basically I just dropped my phone. This has my list on it, I kind of need it. I'll probably forget the shows. Anyway, so before she commits suicide, well, she leaves these tapes and she gives them to this guy called Tony. And he's a really, really cool character, and he actually likes WWE, which is awesome, which I didn't know. Almost dropped my phone again. One of the also main characters is Clay, and I didn't even explain the characters in the other one, but that's alright. Clay really liked this girl, and she liked him too, and basically the whole season's, it's got a season 2 out, and they're going to bring a season 3 out next year, 2019, I'm pretty sure. It's kind of what happens after she committed suicide, how everyone's feeling, what everyone's doing now, like kind of how everyone's like adapting and kind of coping without her being around anymore. You know, obviously really, really hard for the parents and Clay when he was so close to Hannah. But yeah, she leaves these tapes which have like designated names on them, so each person would have like a tape. She leaves 13 tapes, and that explains kind of the 13 reasons why, and it's basically 13 reasons why she committed suicide. It may not sound like a great show, like it may sound really, really dark, but I think it's just an amazing show, and it just really, really puts you into that perspective of what that character is feeling and why they did what they did. So like I said, I don't want to spoil too much for the people that haven't seen it, but this is probably another show that most of you have probably seen. Okay, so the next one is Stranger Things. So this, again, these are why they're on the top 10 list, because they're amazing shows. This is a great show. I think it's set in the 80s or 90s, I think. Forgive me if I don't know, I should know this, but there's 4 boys that are a really, really good group of friends. Basically, one of them goes missing, and the other 3 and the parents and, you know, the whole neighborhood is basically searching for this boy and trying to find out where he's gone. You know, setting out search parties, and the mother's really worried, and there's the older brother. And basically it brings in kind of, I don't want to say paranormal, it's just like kind of freaky stuff in it. It's kind of like it's not a horror, but it's like sci-fi, that's how I'd put it. They're just trying to find out where the boy's gone, like how did he disappear, and you know, is he alive? And they come across this girl called 11 who has like this shaved head, and she has all these amazing and incredible powers. But yeah, so that is also a really, really great show, and would definitely recommend that along with all of these others. So this next one, I just recently finished watching season 4, and they've already on to season 5. They haven't brought out season 5 on Netflix yet, and that is The 100. They call it The 100, but I don't know, I just call it The 100. This is a really, really good show. There is a space station in space, of course, where else would it be? Called the Ark. So all these people are living up in space, and the Earth it's uninhabitable, like no one can live there, and they think that everybody's dead. And they think that no one will be able to survive down on the ground because it was thinged with radiation. They decide to send 100 kids down to the Earth to see if it will be survivable, because it's been like many years. This is kind of set in the future as well. So that's also really cool to see a show that's like set in the future. And basically, so they send 100 kids down to the Earth. All of them have never seen the Earth before, because this was, you know, years and years before they were born. And so they're all 100 teenagers. There's no adults that were sent down. And basically, like in the Ark, they're all watching them and seeing like what they're doing, and if, you know, everyone can move down to Earth. And then they find out that they're not alone on the Earth, and there's all these other groups that are on the Earth. There's like wars, and you know, just how they survive on this, you know, Earth that they can now live on, with all these other groups trying to kill them and all that. And I'm probably going to wait till season 5 finishes, and maybe if they bring on Netflix. They're pretty late on bringing them on, but yeah, definitely can't wait till season 5. The next show is, I don't want to say kind of similar, but it's also got a space theme to it, and that is Lost in Space. And this is basically about a family that's living in space. Their ship goes down, and they are trying to survive on this planet. And the youngest son, Will Robinson, comes in contact with an alien robot. He becomes friends with it, he befriends the robot. And then he eventually starts helping the family, and it's just a really, really cool show. And I cannot wait till season 2, because season 1 had a really, really, like, a huge cliffhanger to it. Lost in Space, really, really good show. I love it, the actors are great. Okay, so this next show is called Everything Sucks, and this is one that I watched kind of recently, and I don't really know how to explain this one that much, but I don't know, I just thought it was a really, really cool show, and it's not that popular either. But basically it's about this boy who's living with just his mum, and he's going to high school. He meets this girl that he eventually likes. They become boyfriend and girlfriend, and she finds out that she's actually a lesbian. I just thought this was a really cool show and definitely deserved to be on this list. Okay, so the next show is called Big Mouth. Now this is a cartoon series, and basically it's about this kid who's going through puberty. Well, these kids I should say. It's just a really funny and cool show, and it's really awkward, and that's the thing I like about it, because it's just like, it's so relatable to I can relate to the characters. You know, another thing, like the guy likes a girl and there's girlfriend, boyfriends and all that sort of thing. They're basically going through changes, and that's like the theme song, you know, it's as it starts. Quite a rude show, but it's just really funny and really cool. And I just really like it, and hopefully, I think there's going to be another season, I really hope so. The thing that I love about it is that it's a cartoon show and it's still really good. You know, there's so many cartoon shows out there that I really love, and one of them that's not on here that you're probably like, how is that not on this list? That's Rick and Morty. I haven't actually seen it yet. Yes, I know, I'm a bad person, okay? I will watch it. And the problem is, there's going to be so many shows that I'll watch after this video, like months later, that I'll want to put on this list because they're so good. So also make sure you recommend some shows down below that I can watch, because I really need some more shows since I'm running out, even though I have seen so many. But yeah, I definitely have to watch Rick and Morty, and that would definitely probably be on this list if I had seen it. Okay, so the next show, now this one just cracks me up so much. It's such a funny comedy, and it just makes no sense whatsoever, and that's Santa Clarita Diet. This is basically about a woman that basically turns into a cannibal. She's kind of got like zombie-like features, and she can't eat any other food but like meat. The way she survives is by killing other people and eating them. And basically she like stores body parts in their freezer and all that, and the husband is like helping her kill people to make her eat, and it's just really funny. And the neighbors are like really suspicious about it, and the son knows about it. Yeah, it's just a really funny show, and eventually the cops get involved, and like, yeah, they're basically just trying to hide that she's killing people just to eat. And the main character is played by Drew Barrymore, so it's pretty good acting. And the husband just cracks me up. He's so funny. His reactions to her just like stabbing people and all that are just really funny. Okay, so the last one I have on my list, I haven't watched this show in ages. I think I watched it like maybe 1 or 2 years ago, and that is Z Nation. Now this is a really good show, and it's basically about zombies, so if you don't like zombies and it's not really your type of thing, it's a really good show. Not as good as The Walking Dead, I must say. Nothing will ever top The Walking Dead for me. Yeah, this is a really cool zombie survival show, and I believe that this show is still going on. I just haven't caught up with the seasons. But yeah, Z Nation is definitely a really good show to watch if you're into like zombies and survival. So that was my last show, and there's probably quite a few that you're thinking, how could you miss that? It's most likely because I haven't seen them. I also have some honourable mentions that I've watched that are really good too, that didn't quite make the top 10 list, but they are still really great shows. And that is shows like The End of the Effin' World, American Vandal, The Punisher, Detectorists, Between, Atypical, and Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. Yeah, those are all really good shows, and would definitely recommend them. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. That was my top 10 favourite and best Netflix TV series. Please make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. That would really mean a lot. We're really close to 4,000 subscribers. And please like this video, comment and share. That would really mean a lot. And I hope you guys have an amazing day. And yeah, like I said, make sure to comment down below your favourite Netflix show, and I'll definitely check it out. Or was it on this list already? Yeah, thank you guys for watching. See ya! Do you like the new backdrop, by the way? I just went into the cupboard and got one of my mum's sheets, and it happened to be purple. And I was like, yeah, I'll just, you know, kind of hang it off my closet, and it'll make a good backdrop. So yeah, I think it's going pretty well.